Welcome to another exciting 4x4 Ventures episode. In this episode, we're in the CKGR, Botswana. I'm joined with My Life in Africa, Roland Ra, Chris from Get Out Go, Ed from Edward Overlanding, and V, Chris's better half. So it's just the 4 YouTube vloggers, and we're here at Kama Rhino Sanctuary. Big things, guys. We are heading out to CKGR tomorrow. I'm really excited. I've never done CKGR before, and it's always been a destination for me to want to go and see and just experience it. What a great way to ease into any overlanding trip by coming to Kama Rhino Sanctuary. It's very, very green. The bush is thick. We were here in January, myself, Ed and Chris. But just very happy to be here at Kama Rhino Sanctuary. I think as soon as I cross the Limpopo, I become a different person. The excitement of being in Botswana is just something I can't explain. And unless you've done it and you've experienced it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Guys, stay tuned. This is going to be epic. I'm with Ed. He's actually in the Ranger for a change. We've got V driving his Land Cruiser and we're doing a game drive. And I gotta tell you guys something, Botswana is hot. It's a hot place. I don't know, it's a different kind of heat. I can't explain it. It's 5:15 in the evening. And I don't know, it must be what, Ed? What, 32?
32, 33, yeah.
Easy. And we're just having a good chuckle. So good to be this side and in the wild. Fantastic. Morning, guys. So we're still at Kama Rhino Sanctuary. It's now about 5:30 in the morning. The idea today is to get all the way up to Khutse and then enter the CKGR. It's just a bit of a move and a shuffle this morning because we've got to get out of here by 7 o'clock in the morning. It's a very long drive, forecasting between 6.5 to 7 hour drive. And we've got to stop in Letlhakane. We've just got to top up on anything that we might be short of at this stage of the trip, and we're only day 2 in, really. Yeah, let me show you around.
Plan today, well, I don't know what the time is, it's somewhere around 5ish. Pack up camp, head up to CKGR, Kori Camp, roughly 7 hours. No room for mistakes. Once we enter the Central Kalahari, it's 12 days of nothing, no shopping, can't get anything, so the penalty for failure is big. We're going to make sure we haven't failed with anything.
Are you excited, bud?
Of course, it's Central Kalahari. Can't wait.
Awesome, man.
Welcome to Botswana.
Be doing something a little bit different. Hey guys, how awesome is this? We are back. We pick up our travels at Kama Rhino Sanctuary and head for the CKGR entry gate in the northwest of Botswana, that is the Matswere Gate. With a stopover at Letlhakane for provisions, we travel 309 kilometers on the tar road to Khutse for the last refuel of the trip. Turning left off of the A14, we hit the dirt road, and using Tracks for Africa, we drive the 46 kilometers to check into the CKGR gate. Our campsite for the next 3 nights is Kori Camp number 3. And is a further 41 kilometers from the main gate. Give yourself a good 4 hours to travel on the dirt road from Khutse to Kori Campsites. With a magic 3 nights at Kori Camp, we drive the 22 kilometers to Sunday Pan Campsite number 3. Arriving at Sunday Pan Campsite, we set up camp and enjoy the magic that is the CKGR. This is our adventure. We left early this morning from Kama Rhino Sanctuary. We were off time by about half an hour. We obviously had to fill up with water. So one of the biggest concerns with a trip like this, it's quite simple really. The vehicles get very, very overloaded. There's only a certain amount of weight that these vehicles are legally allowed to carry. And unfortunately, when doing a trip anything longer than 10 days, the inevitable is going to happen. And the inevitable in this story is one of weight. I've got 90 liters water in the back. I've got 40 kilos of wood, two 52-liter fridges. I've got jerry cans up on the top, 80 liters of. I have the long-range tank, 83 liters. So it begins to add up. Okay, cool, guys, it's very, very hot. I think it must be about 35 degrees Celsius, and there is no heat like Botswana heat. So guys, as always, when entering a road, sandy road or an unknown dirt road, best practice is to always just lower down your tire pressure, just because of that load in the back. It is carrying a lot of weight. So I'm going to drive it, see how it goes, but I know with the Cam3s I never really have an issue. They are a mud terrain tire, but I've found that they work extremely well in sandy conditions too. So this is like an overlander's dream. Let's go and have a look, see what the CKGR is all about.
We're about 17 k's from camp. Every time we stop, we add 5-10 minutes. Supposed to be here at 1, 3, 4, 4:30, 5ish, I reckon we'll arrive at camp.
The Central Kalahari Game Reserve was established in 1961, covering an area of 52,800 kilometers. To put that into perspective, that's larger than the Netherlands and constitutes a whopping 10% of Botswana's total land area. After a 7.5-hour drive and arriving at Kori Camp number 3, we celebrate with a much needed refreshment around the fire with good mates. As the sun sets, we soak it all in.
Your gas cooker broke.
Yeah,
What happened there?
the gas cooker broke.
This truly is a different place, and as the Barking Gecko chorus begins, I realize just how fortunate we are to overland in this wild place. Our first night in the CKGR doesn't disappoint.
Morning guys, so we are day 3. We are here at CKGR. It's early morning, I think it's about 5 o'clock. We woke up at 4:30 this morning to the sounds of 3 male lions roaring out on the pan, literally 200 meters away from us. So we're going to go and try and find them this morning. We're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to ride shotgun with My Life in Africa. So we'll be joining Roland to go and see and to go and find these lions. We can hear a couple of vehicles already moving this morning, so yeah, this is epic. We sat around the fire last night, just relaxed, set up camp, set up the front runner Gen 2 rooftop tent, which is actually not bad, by the way, and a little bit more about that a little bit later. But yeah, I had a great night's sleep and then got woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning to 3 lions roaring. Seemed like 2 brothers on the one side and then the one lion moving in. So should be quite fantastic to see what we come up with. The road from Rockops to Matswere Gate is about 40 kilometers, and a lot of white Kalahari sand. Reminds me very much of the Magarigari pan salt dust. So yeah, dust got everywhere, but the vehicle's doing very, very fine. I am having an issue with battery, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But yeah, I think let's get ready and cruise out for a game drive.
We are now in the vehicles and going for the drive. Let's see what we find.
No luck on the lions so far, but we took a little short drive when the sun came up. Didn't find them, they were roaring close by, but grabbing another cup of coffee here at camp and we'll head out again and hopefully we find them. Central Kalahari so far, absolutely incredible. Now I understand what Roland means when he says this place it's special, it's different to where we've been before.
Like I was saying to Ed earlier, I think they're either between the camp road and the pan itself, or they're in a block we can't access. But keep trying, keep looking for tracks. Didn't see any tracks at all, which is sad, because normally it makes it a bit easier in the sand. You can track them at least and at least get a general idea, but they're there, I think.
Travelling to the Central Kalahari Game Reserve in March is towards the end of Botswana's deemed rainy season. The CKGR gets an annual rainfall of less than 200 millimeters per annum and thus earns this place the essence of a semi-arid desert. We, however, were greeted by a place in bloom, an explosion of new life and as green as far as the eye could see.
So what a fantastic day we've had. Look, we didn't get to see the lions, although we heard them this morning. We had a really cool early morning game drive, and we got back, had some coffee, chilled out with the guys. We drove out to Leopard Pan. We didn't see too much out there, a couple of jackal here and there, but overall just a really nice day. What I must tell you, and what's really cool, is I'm trying out Easy Orn's new cube. It's basically a shower cubicle that essentially opens up and drops down, and you fold it out, and essentially you've got a really nice enclosure to shower in. What's fantastic about it is just the ease with which to use it, and also the size. I mean, it's really spacey. Once you put down the pegs, it just really works. And what a great addition to the 4x4 Ventures Ranger, just making it all that much more self-sufficient. I used the shower, put 5 liters of water in, and it worked. And first shower out at CKGR. What an awesome thing. So we're gonna have a chilled night tonight, shower some potjie, and yeah, hopefully we get those lions coming back through camp. That would be really fantastic. So morning of day 5, I believe it is. Yeah, I had a good night's sleep. Nothing too out of the ordinary. We didn't hear lions last night. Roland was saying something about maybe hearing one quite far off, almost towards Leopard Pan way. So he's gone and chased for that this morning. I'm traveling with Ed and Chris. We've gone right instead of left, and we're gonna go and see what we can find on the right side of Kori. So it's early in the morning, it's 6:30 in the morning now. We left camp at about 6:15, and just the 3 of us driving in convoy. Obviously we packed away the RTT tents, had a cup of coffee, and yeah, we're now heading out. So look, I grew up in Botswana. I've never really experienced it quite like this. So I've had the opportunity to be fairly close to the CKGR on the outside, but not on the inside. So it's amazing, it's fantastic, it's so green, the air is very clear, and it's just so picturesque and scenic.
We're going on a game drive, try and see some bat-eared fox and anything else we can find.
And what do you think of the campsite, B?
I love it.
We've all linked up now. Roland is down there somewhere. He hasn't seen much either, but I think it's going to be an awesome day in the Central Kalahari.
Tell me, man, what do you think about the cube from Easy Orn?
The cube from Easy Orn, I used it for the first time yesterday. I think it is a superb product. I really enjoyed it. The space inside of it is awesome, and I'll be definitely using it pretty much every day on this trip. So got a gas geyser this trip. So last night we washed up the potjie that Ryan made, which was awesome, by the way. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the trailer, the vehicle, but everyone's setups are tops on this trip. It is quite a remote trip, and you have to be completely self-sufficient, so we've had to be quite considerate in terms of fuel and water usage. So yeah, I think we're doing well so far, but we'll see if we've made it by the end of the trip.
Passing, eh?
So we just had a nice sundowner at the pan there, met some fellow overlanders that were here from Germany, chilled with them a little bit, and now we're heading back to camp. Chris is driving my cruiser and V and Roland are in the Trippy. I'm in the Ranger with Ryan, I must admit. I am driving the 2.2 Ranger that Ryan has kitted out. Superb vehicle, he's really set it up nicely. The suspension is very, very comfortable. But the most important thing is take all of that out of the equation. We've got a sunset there with storm clouds that is absolutely epic.
Morning of day 6, and what an absolutely fantastic trip it's been. We saw a whole bunch of stuff yesterday: gemsbok, jackal, bat-eared fox, which was a very nice one. It's, I don't know, maybe about 6 o'clock in the morning. Ed and I were left at camp just purely because we had a little bit more to pack up. The other two, Chris and Roland, they headed off to Leopard Pan to go and spot the lions. We stayed behind and the heavens opened up. We had a beautiful shower of rain, so we got everything packed up that we needed to get packed up. We've just put on some fresh clothes now. What we're going to do is head out to the pan. Today we leave Kori Campsite and we head to Sunday Pan Campsite. It's fantastic, but let's head on out. Let's go and get a cup of coffee and see what we see out there.
The scene set and the CKGR getting ready for the rain, Ed and I begin the day with a stop in the Deception Valley. Something as simple as a good cup of coffee is always welcome.
6 bat-eared foxes and 2 jackals and 2 springbok.
Being in radio comms with Chris and Roland, we begin to make a move. And as we do, the CKGR reveals a storm that made for a 4x4 adventure drive like no other. My hopes were the idea of driving the Ford into the eye of the storm, backed by the crack of thunder, the ooze of mud, and the KM3s battling for their dominance over the Kalahari sands. Little did we know, this was all about to happen.
This is absolutely epic, absolutely epic. We are on our way to Sunday Pan. It's a 16-kilometer drive from Kori Camp. Sorry for all the undulations and unstable footage, but the reality of it is the heavens have properly opened up. Who would have thought, being in the CKGR, to have a storm as epic as this is? We've got lightning going off, and it's myself and Ed.
Making progress, the road's just turned quite bad, so we're just taking it easy.
As you heard, the road has got quite bad, so yeah, but what an adventure, an absolute adventure. Really coming down. I'm driving at 25 kilometers an hour, watching the road. Windscreen wipers are going full ball. And yeah, just such a privilege to be here. Guys, stay tuned. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Arriving at Sunday campsite number 3, Ed and I are greeted by our fellow overlanders as the storm takes a break and the rain lifts. We unwind and catch up, enjoying what will be home for the next 3 nights. The sunshine, always a welcome relief. It is an amazing thing to see how a Kalahari storm so quickly turns a sandy track into a waterlogged, flooded pan.
This sauce here it's an absolute winner. Rooibos. This is a winner.
Little did we realize that our afternoon game drive would be a driver's paradise. With deep tracks now overflowing, we become overjoyed with the idea of mud and what awaits us.
Our track South Africa is vastly different. So what year have you got?
With our adventurous spirits engaged at every crossing, at every turn, we truly experience our adventure and the magic of the CKGR in the rainy season.
Looks like there's a big ditch there. I'm going to hit that hard.
So what a fantastic day. We've just gone on a game drive, an afternoon game drive. We're here at Sunday Pan and it's just special. There's no other words to describe it. We left Kori Campsite this morning. We got hit by heavy rain and yeah, it was an exciting drive. We met Roland and Chris at Sunday Camp and we obviously just relaxed. The rain just didn't want to let up, so we waited, and after about a 3-hour rain session and feeling a bit cold and sorry for ourselves, we hoped that it would stop, and it did. The sun's come out, which is great because that keeps the fridges going. We use solar power just to keep batteries charged, and we've just done a game drive and it's just epic. The track has a lot of water in it and it's quite strange. It's like a clay base with like black clay and white clay mixed, so fairly hard in some sections and fairly slippery in others. But yeah, I'm just overall, I cannot believe we would come and get something like this. I think we've got Gemsbok and Springbok in the background. And yeah, just snapping away a couple of photos. Fantastic to be in CKGR. We're having a hell of a lot of fun out here, and we're just going to carry on plodding around the pan. Hopefully we get to find those lions. I believe they're around, so let's keep fingers crossed.
After another magic day in the CKGR, this being day 5, we set up our camp and get ready to rally up around the fire to enjoy the stories, the moments and reflections. What is always a pleasure to any adventurer are the sounds around camp. There is something to be said about being in the wilds of Botswana, listening to the call of the Swainson's Franklin, the crackle of the fire, or the laughter of good times. Not a bad place to be, and nothing better than sharing a pizza cooked over a braai with good mates.
Oh yeah, that was good. Môre Tommy liggie.
Like I said, you have to manage it well, eh?
So day 6, and at this stage of the trip we take a moment at camp to restock fridges, consolidate water levels, battery checks, and as YouTube creators, time for the all-important footage dump and backup of everything filmed thus far on the trip, which is a mammoth task. In fact, As I reflect now on how well most of the gear is doing, a major positive are the slimline roof racks from Frontrunner. They are strong and up for the weighty challenge on these road conditions. The Frontrunner Gen 2 rooftop tent is just magic. Light and easy to set up make it invaluable after a hard day's drive. It does get a bit cold at night in the CKGR and you do feel it, but with the ease of setting this RTT up, it's just a win.
You put the brackets on various places on the car and you just hook it in. So you can put the light on this side, at the back.
Our day in camp is spent moving the Flexo Power solar panels around as they help replenish our DC to DC battery systems. I use 2 of the 105 watt solar panels, and easy to say, a trip like this is just made that much easier with them. All in all, I feel confident in my setup and enjoy the simplicity of access, the practicality of layout, and the extra storage space gained above. Yes, the DC to DC battery was somewhat insufficient to run 2 fridges, but as overlanders, we've prepared for the what-if scenarios. Being self-sufficient on a trip like this demands it, and so far, we're making it work. We head out for our last game drive at Sunday Pan. Tracks are still waterlogged and all the vehicles fit the part of capable off-road explorers. Golden hour is upon us, and as the sun begins its journey to the other side of the world, we witness a sighting that couldn't have come at a better time. This is what we search for. This is why we search, and when it happens, you are never quite prepared for it.
It's that small herd in the front there, one, bro. That's the weakest one. There, stopped already. Go. To this side. Okay, one just here on the left. He's going. There we go. There's 4 this side. Chances of this side is better. There's 2. Just caught the back. This side, on the left-hand side. That's the one I was thinking. On the speeder, he's not running. And they need to call.
Literally just saw a whole, I don't know, maybe 200 springbok running across the Sunday Pan, and lo and behold, there looked what seemed to be 12 wild dog on the chase, chasing them. We're currently sitting at the kill. They took one down. They must have covered a distance of about 4 kilometers, chasing these springbok right in the pan. They did a loop to loop. It was intense. I mean, it was just adrenaline rush. We were so excited to see them. They cut across the road, looped around, came back across the road, and then looked and took down what seemed to be the weakest of the springbok herd. It was quite a large herd, and we're sitting here now. They've just I don't know, they've taken about 2 minutes to completely take out that springbok,
and we're just sitting here now enjoying. They look like they're relaxing. Looks like some of them didn't get to graze too much, but I see the other wild dogs have subsequently regurgitated and given the other dogs something to chow. So wow, what an experience. This is unbelievable. So to see a painted dog or wild dog pack as large as this doing so well, I might add, in the CKGR, I think it's only a privilege, man. What a special moment, seriously. I hope I've done it justice in the visuals. There was just so much going on, and there you have it. That's why you come to CKGR. I mean, I've never, hey? This is unbelievable and so open. It literally happened right in front of us, We're all parked up now, and I think just enjoying the moment. Unbelievable. Truly, truly spectacular. Just doesn't get any better than this. Really, it doesn't. I'm just going to enjoy this.
After a spectacular sighting, and still the CKGR had more in store for us as we hit the mud in the dark. Nothing too serious, but always a reminder to stay vigilant, be prepared, and make the most of these moments. Chaps, thanks for watching the episode. As always, stay safe, keep trucking, and we'll see you at the next one. Big thanks to our partners and to the gents we ventured with. Thanks, chaps. Stay tuned for part 2 of this series as we tackle the long trip down, drive in sand, stay at a campsite called Khutse, get some unwanted attentions at a campsite called Lape, and drive in more thick sand. We make it to the game reserve. Magic.